Hey guys, this is Pierre Laguerre here, your daily motivator, coming at you with episode number 299. And so today it is time for us to talk about accountability. See, this week we've been talking about consistency, and to be consistent, you're going to have to be accountable to somebody. So many times we try to finagle our way out of accountability. And of course, as always, I'm here today to challenge, inspire, and motivate you. I'm motivating you today to find a partner, an accountability partner. And frankly, I'm going to challenge you to find two, not just one. And remember, I talked to you about that little specific, how are we calling it, that Commit to 3 app that I mentioned. And the reason for that is because you need to be accountable. You need to find somebody that you're saying, look, this is what I'm completing on a daily basis. Imagine with me, if you commit to just 3 things every day, by the end of the week, of a 5-day week, you'll have completed 15 key things. And I mean complete. I don't mean anything that's incomplete. You see, after all, if you were teaching your child how to ride the bike, you would not teach them halfway. You would teach them until they know how to. Well, accountability is the same thing. You have to finish the project. You have to write it out until it's all completed. And I hope that's a good analogy. But the point is, until you have an accountability partner, you're going to be skimping on yourself. It's kind of like the people that go on The Biggest Loser. They go there because they are seeking accountability. Because many people know that on their own, they can only do so well for so long. You see, the key here is this. If you are not being accountable to anybody, then you're going to skimp on the times when you have to get up real early and head to the gym. The times when you have to eat that salad instead of the beef, right? The times when you have to choose something with less sugar instead of something that's full of sugar, for example, right? So in the same way, for your business now, you need accountability. And accountability here can come in many ways. It could be with the people that you are working with. It can be with your customers, right? Maybe you have a business where you're only spending 8 hours a week per customer. That means by the 5th customer, you need to be getting another employee, for example. You need to be thinking about how you're going to scale. Because a lot of times, due to customization in our businesses, we are doing so many things, we don't find the time of the day. And this has a lot to do with time management and planning. You have to plan ahead. You have to think about how you're going to scale. And we'll talk about that in another episode. But today, as I'm talking to you about accountability, you need somebody that's holding you accountable to the big, hairy, audacious goals in your life. In my life, for example, I've got my wife. She'll remind me when I said, hey, I'm going to do a webinar. She's like, hey, I thought you said you were going to do a webinar by this date. Oh, yes, honey, something came up and unfortunately I couldn't get to it fast enough to finish the webinar. But guess what? She's reminding me, you said. And a lot of times what we say are keeping us back, meaning your brain is already lining up with what you're saying. Understand this. I mentioned to you in a prior episode that the brain is truly neuroplastic as it's been discovered, right? So what you keep saying to yourself, whether it's a pathological lie or the truth, ultimately that's what you're going to end up living in. So here's a good question for you today. Exactly where you are living, it's just proof of what you've been telling yourself. And this is the internal script now that I'm talking about, not just what you're saying out of your mouth, as important as that is, but it starts with the internal script or the beliefs that you have. So remember, until you have an accountability partner, what's going to happen is that the internal script will rise up and say, look, you've never earned over 6 figures. What exactly are you trying to do? You've never earned more than 5 figures. What exactly are you trying to go after 6 for? Or why are you trying to go after 7 if you've never earned above 6 anyway? You've always been at 100,000 to 150. Where the heck you think you're going? And the thing here is to understand an accountability partner will challenge you as you are challenging yourself to stay the course. Because it's easy for your psyche to turn on you and say, no, subconsciously, we've been programmed to this level. So this is where exactly we will stay. I want you to think out loud and to think, wow, there's so much more opportunity for me. And to really start putting a script together of what it is you desire so you can start calling it out. Because it is yours if you're just willing to call it. So find your accountability partner. Download, commit to 3. I'm telling you, until you do those things, you're not yet serious about your development, developing your business, and going to the next level. This is Pierre Laguerre, your daily motivator. I look forward to catching you on the next episode.